Yareni Rios-Gonzalez was handcuffed in the back of a patrol car when the car was hit by a train. Yareni is seriously injured but expected to recover. There are many questions about how this happened, and one officer is suspended while the investigation is ongoing. Hey everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey Katie.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. Lots of hard work getting ready for our last witches market of the year, and so lots of, crafting,
Fun.
finishing, lots of finishing work.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that designs I've already put together that just needed to be pressed and that kind of stuff. Just a lot of it. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's very cool. How exciting.
And some
Can't
pigs
wait to
that
go and
just
help.
want to fight.
Oh,
Yes, I'm glad that you're coming to help.
they
Yeah.
want to fight
Mm,
each other?
no, me.
Oh, well, that's not good.
We bought them a new bed last week, a new mattress. Theirs was totally worn out and ripped, and we went, well, that's due to happen from time to time. So we bought them a new
Yeah.
mattress and a new fleece sheet that we put on their bed, and they hate it. They don't want to lay on it. They're just suspicious. They're so weird about new stuff. They don't adapt very well. And so we're just in this ongoing battle of them constantly getting on the couch and kicking them off the couch. All you have to do is look at them and say, hey, and they'll go, man, bail off the couch and run and get on their bed. But as soon as you turn your back, then by God, they're back on the couch. And they're hard on the couch. They're not allowed on there for really good reason. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's the story of my life right now. Just an ongoing battle with rude ass pigs that know better. Mm-hmm.
Well, your life is definitely unique because most of us have never had to have a fight with a pig over laying on the couch.
That's true. Really, it's fine. I wouldn't rush into anything.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. No kidding. Well, I know you're going to kick us off with a little bit of WTF news today.
Yes. We don't have public transit where we live. And in
Right.
fact, the first time I ever rode on a subway was when I was in college. Like, we
Mhm.
just don't have, and that was the tube in London. We don't have that kind of stuff.
No.
Hell, we don't even have public buses for the most part. We just don't have much.
Yeah.
Uh, but I know that lots of you do, and that you have seen all kinds of crazy shit on the train. I've heard lots of stories from clients about stuff they've experienced or seen on the bus, or the train.
Mhm.
But I would say that some stuff that went down a few days ago in New York probably takes the cake.
Mm.
Maybe. Two 19-year-old girls were on the train, and they were assaulted by this crew. 6 women
What the hell are they wearing?
in green morph suits, mostly with their heads and faces covered. Some of them had jackets on, some of them didn't. Beat the crap out of these 2 teenage girls and stole their phones and their purses and got away. And some people on the train tried to help them, but it was all a pretty shocking scene.
I would imagine, yes.
Lots of people did not try to help them, but did lend a helping hand by taking pictures and video. But that's what happened. There is a video, so I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to have to share the screen here, so just bear with me for 1 sec while I do that. But they're calling them the Green Goblin Gang, and we're just really not sure what the hell this is all about. So let's watch a little clip of what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, So they're just literally like tossing these girls around and robbing them. You see the other
Also,
people just wandering through?
yeah. Well, did you see the one girl go around on the pole?
Yeah,
Are they
yeah.
like? Is this like cosplay gone way too far, or
I
I don't
just,
understand?
I have no idea. One of the mothers of one of the victims told the New York Post that she told her mother she was attacked by aliens and she didn't know what she was talking about until she saw a video.
Well, it kind of does look like aliens.
Hmm. They were just on their way home. It was one of the girls' 19th birthday,
Oh,
and they'd
jeez.
been celebrating her birthday and they were trying to get home.
Get beat up like that. That's
Hmm.
terrible.
Yeah. Now, apparently on the platform, the friend bumped into one of these women and they kind of started something there and then said, never
Oh.
mind, just let's get on the train, let's get away from them. And they
Hmm.
followed them from car to car until they got to where they could beat them up and rob them.
Oh my gosh.
Is that the damnedest thing you've ever
It
seen?
is. Is this some kind of new crime sextuplets? I yeah, I don't know.
Did they think they were in green screen and it would keep them from being seen?
Right? Or is this just the plan to wear a morph suit and keep your face covered and then no one will ever know who you are and just go about the city committing crimes? I
Or
mean,
these girls were off doing something else and the 19-year-old girls on the train pissed them off, so they decided to have some fun with them? I don't know.
I
I'm
me
completely shocked.
wow.
So per normal, we'll keep an eye on it and let you know if anything comes of this. But until then, the girls are okay, just a little beat up and angry and without their purses and cell phones.
Oh,
Um,
that's
and of
awful.
course, their mom, the mom that was interviewed, is angry because grown adults, on this train were literally just sidestepping these girls while this was happening or videoing. One man did kind of try to help them, and another woman kind of stepped in and tried to help them. But for the most part, the other strangers on the train just let it happen.
Mhm. That is sad.
Yeah, that's disappointing for sure.
Mhm.
But there you have it. So I'm going to kick the mic over to you for another just bonkers story.
Right? So, in Colorado last week, one of the dumbest foibles I've ever seen a police officer have
Mm,
happened. He was pulling over a woman who had supposedly been involved in a like a road rage incident earlier in the day. So, and her name is Yareni Rios-Gonzalez. And of course, this is a innocent until proven guilty situation. We don't even know if she did anything.
right.
But he pulls her over, and when he stops his car, he stops it right in the middle of the freaking train tracks. Jumps out of the car, goes, talks to her, is working on arresting her when another officer pulls up behind him, parks right behind him while he's on the freaking railroad tracks. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a very basic, like, driver's ed level skill
Yeah.
to not park on the train tracks.
I kind of feel
What?
like we definitely learned that in driver's ed. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is known information for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So the other officer, she's a woman, and she started assisting him a little bit. They got cuffs on who I'm calling the victim in this situation because she is.
Definitely is the victim. Yeah.
They get her into the back seat of the car, and then I'm just going to show you a video because it's hard to put into words what happened,
Mm-hmm.
but this is what happened.
Is that heart?
No, that's Tom check. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Move your car! Stay back!
Well, was that about a minute of the stupidest actions of anyone ever?
Mhm.
So they're standing around talking, and then, I mean, you could hear the train's horn blaring
Yeah.
through all of it. You could see the glare from their lights shining on the car,
Mhm.
and those 2 officers were just standing there talking, and then the woman realizes that the car is on the tracks. Did you see what he did? He walked up with his flashlight up above his head like this, looking to see if the car was on the tracks.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he ran away. He
Yeah.
ran in the opposite direction
Yeah.
and just abandoned this poor woman in the
Mhm.
back of the police car. The door was open. She's in there in handcuffs. She's screaming,
Can
but
you
no,
imagine how terrifying that must have been?
no, because she knew she was yelling and screaming and
Yeah.
trying to get their attention. And then after the train hits the car, you hear the female officer say, it wasn't in the video, but in the longer version, she says, "The suspect's in the car. The suspect's in the car."
Mhm.
After the train has plowed
Yeah.
it down the road, down the
That's
tracks.
just a little bit too late there, bro. It's
Glad you saved
unthinkable.
yourself, though, you
Yeah.
dumbass.
Yeah. Good job getting
Jesus.
yourself out of the way.
I mean, okay, so
You're not
she
even supposed to wait for a stoplight on the train tracks,
no,
let
nothing.
alone park a car with a suspect that's detained in it. I mean,
The whole thing, like the whole body cam footage, the original is only 9 minutes. Or, well, I mean, not only 9 minutes, but it's 9 minutes
mhm,
of time that he parked that car and left it there
mhm,
and didn't. I mean, the train was, they knew they were gonna hit that car. They were blowing their horn,
mhm.
their lights, everything. It was all right there.
Yeah. She knew. She was in the car begging them to save her.
Yeah, yeah, and they didn't. So Yareni, has a broken arm. She has 9 broken ribs.
Oh god.
She lost teeth and has kinda some facial injuries, like,
Mhm.
she's really hurt, and
Yeah.
she is in the hospital, has had to have surgery, like, she is in rough shape. She's going to be okay, but well, I mean, as okay as you can be after you've recovered from being hit by a train,
Mhm. Oh, it's an
um,
absolute miracle that she lived. I mean, just seeing the footage
right?
of the train take out the car like that, oh my
I
god.
know, I was like, "Oh, there's no way she's
That's
survived this,"
horrific. Yeah.
but she did. And she, very smartly, has got herself an attorney.
Oh, yeah.
Because what the hell? I mean, that is negligence that is unbelievable.
Mhm.
So the officer that drove the car onto the train tracks is suspended at the moment, and there is an internal investigation going on. We know how these things go.
Mhm.
I really hope there's actual consequences, and
Mhm.
there better be. Oh, I did note also that, the police department did say that they haven't charged Yareni with anything.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks. Now that your officers tried to kill her,
Please, if this was Idaho, they would have charged her with attempted murder for the cop
and
almost getting hit by a train.
right? We had a case like that.
Mhm.
Um, so they're looking into it. I mean, how else can you see it but that guy parked his car on the train tracks and then he put someone handcuffed in the car. I mean,
Yeah.
who is this fool?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there's going to be some. This is in Plattsville, Colorado.
Mhm.
There's going to be some serious lawsuits going on.
Oh. Huh.
And honestly, I mean, what are they going to do with that cop? Well, both of them, really. Why didn't she notice? Why didn't they notice?
Mhm.
Like they're having this conversation about something as the train horn is blaring and
Mhm.
it is not registering to them that
Mhm.
that's because the car is on the tracks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, stunned by just sheer
All of it.
stupidity here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolute and complete incompetence. And for anybody who wants to start the whole, well, then don't commit a crime routine. She hasn't been charged with anything.
No, she hasn't.
But also, per normal, the police are not the jury. They are not the judge. They are not the executioner. They
No,
don't get to decide who lives or dies.
right.
And as in
This
this
is a whole
case,
different level of police brutality. I mean,
yeah, yes, to cause an injury, an episode, and well, in a series of injuries like this, it's
Mhm.
just unbelievable.
It
And
is.
really scary to think that somebody could be jerked from their car, cuffed, thrown in the back of a police car, to be plowed by a train or have any other accident befall them.
Right.
That's really scary to think that something like that could have happened.
Yeah, like, when you're a police officer and you handcuff somebody and stick them in the back of your car, you are now responsible for their life
Yeah.
because they can't defend themselves and they can't get out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, we'll see where this goes.
Mhm.
I do hope that there is a real investigation and real consequences into this
Mhm.
because it's very scary. I mean, he was so focused on picking her up that
Mhm.
this is such a like I can't even call it a rookie mistake because I don't even think rookies would park on the tracks,
No.
you know?
Come on. Everyone knows you don't park on the tracks.
Right. So yeah, very strange whatever's going on with that cop,
Mhm.
that's got him this distracted. I don't know. But he is certainly not safe,
Well, if I lived
you
in that
know?
community, I would be screaming for him to be released because
Yeah.
I sure wouldn't want to be in his hands at any point or want any of my family members to be.
Right. He's supposedly out there protecting the community. Uh
With
got
this level of incompetence going
newsflash.
on?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So my heart is with Yareni, and I hope
Yeah.
she gets millions because she deserves it, and I
Mhm.
hope that she just heals up and can move on
Yeah.
from this because this
Yeah.
is a brutal and traumatic series of injuries. I cannot imagine
Mhm.
what she's
Awful.
going through right now. It's gotta be horrible.
Yep. Besides just the trauma, the PTSD, yeah, all of it.
And
I
just,
just
like, the long-term recovery, like,
Mhm.
does she have spinal injuries? Does she have a head injury? Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff to still, you know, they're I'm sure still just watching her
Yeah. I'm
for
sure.
some things. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're going to wrap us up with some crime news.
Yes. I feel like we've talked about this fool an awful lot. Billy Chemirmir.
We really have. Is he is he ever going to really go away?
Well, no, because a lot of people would like their justice.
Right.
Billy Chemirmir is accused or suspected, not accused, suspected of murdering upwards of 22 elderly people in Texas.
Yeah.
He's a suspected serial killer, because they've only convicted him of one murder so far. That's Lou Harris,
Mhm.
his very last killing.
Mhm.
And but what we know about Billy Chemirmir is that he was a former healthcare worker that was going into this high-end assisted living as well as some seniors' homes and pretending to be maintenance and
Mhm.
then suffocating little old ladies and stealing their jewelry. And for the longest time, all of their deaths got written off as natural causes. We're
Yeah.
talking about people in their 80s and 90s
Yeah.
who were found dead on their beds, you know,
Mhm.
like they died because they were old.
Yeah.
Now, the assisted living where most of these deaths happened, the family members had been reporting to the police as well as to the assisted living, directors that jewelry was missing. That had
Yes.
been an ongoing theme, but nobody had really like bothered to put two and two together that there was something going on here
Yeah.
until Billy Schmiermer made a mistake and he thought that he had killed someone who didn't die.
Yes.
This was Mary Bartell.
Yeah.
So Mary Bartell was 91 years old. He suffocated her with a pillow on her bed. She passed out, but did not actually pass. He stole her jewelry and left. Her friends came by to, I don't know, go play bridge or whatever they were doing there. These little packs of cute little old ladies that were running around together, and found her and got help and saved her.
Mm-hmm.
So she was able to recount what happened to her. And that's when they finally had to acknowledge we have a killer amongst us.
Yeah.
So then, of course, other people who had family members who died there, who also were missing their belongings, started to go, well, wait a damn minute. So the police started investigating Billy Chemirmir from CCTV footage and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we know that he was seen in Walmart on CCTV footage following a lady named Lou Harris.
Yeah.
And then when the police caught up to him, he was in the parking lot of his building and threw a jewelry box in the garbage, which the police snagged, and it belonged to Lou Harris. They tracked that back to Lou Harris's house and found her dead in her bedroom,
Yep.
his very last victim. So last fall, they tried to try him for that murder, and it ended in a hung jury.
Yeah.
The prosecutor was really lackluster, really unprepared.
Well,
It
they
was not done well.
seriously lacked any actual physical evidence, or if
Mhm.
they have it, they weren't sharing it.
Yeah, it was just done poorly. So it was a hung jury, so they were able to recharge him, come back to court. Finally, over the spring of 2022, they did finally get a conviction on that one. But
Mm-hmm.
it's left a lot of families really unsatisfied because, yes, he killed Lou Harris, but a lot of other families in that community think that he also killed their loved one. Now, who's the star witness? Mary Bartell. Mary Bartell is dead.
Yeah.
Mary died last year, but they have footage from her interviews that have been deemed admissible in court. And it was
Mm-hmm.
Mary Bartell's testimony really that put him, behind bars for the murder of Lou Harris. So now he's charged with another one. So this is Mary Brooks.
Okay.
So Mary Brooks was 87. She was found dead on the floor in her home in 2018.
Oh wow.
So she's just yet another one of his victims, and we've heard from her family in the past. They've
Mm-hmm.
been all over this and been pushing for charges.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen. Now, the prosecution is saying that they have a fair amount of evidence against him, including some forensics and, of course, the testimony of Mary Bartell. So,
Mm-hmm.
week he is going back to trial
Well, good.
on these charges. So, I hope that they just keep happening.
Well, I do too, for the sake of the families,
Yeah.
that have really been impacted by this. And the hard
Mhm.
part is we don't even know.
Mm-mm.
This number could be way higher, and we just
Mhm.
don't know
Yep.
because they died from suffocation with a pillow over their face, and there's no indication. Find a 93-year-old lady that laid down to have a nap and didn't wake up. Nobody's even going to question that.
Yeah. And no one did.
So
That's why
no,
it worked out so well for him for so long.
right? Ugh. Well, shall be interesting to see what they present against him this time.
Really interested to see what evidence. They're claiming they have quite a lot of evidence, but they claimed that last time too. So I'm hoping
Oof.
they do. I'm
Mhm.
really interested to watch this case roll out and see what they present. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. So of course, we will keep you abreast of what goes on with the latest in the Billy Chemirmir saga.
we certainly will. All right. Well, thank you. That was a quite a round of WTF information from a lot of different cases.
It really was.
So, this is our Tuesday episode. We'll be back on Wednesday with another episode, as well as Wednesday night. We'll be doing our live case update live stream. So,
Yeah.
you want to stay tuned this week, like, subscribe, share, comment, let us know what you think. Tell us
Mhm.
about cases you want to know about. You can do that in our Facebook group, which is True Crime Squad podcast discussion group on Facebook. Or you can always go to our website, which is actually still our old name, True Crime Paranormal Podcast.com. That's another way to get to us. But send us your ideas. We get case suggestions all the time, and we cover a lot of them because, you know, if you got a pet case you want to hear more about, we're happy to work on it.
Yeah.
Well, you know it. We are the True Crime Squad. Thanks for being here.
Take care.